Hello,
Hello,
teacher.
Julissa. How
Hello.
are you?
How are you? Fine, and you, teacher?
I'm fine. Hey, I see Joa joined. Very nice.
Teacher, I'm apologize with you because I have many difficulties today, and I can to take the I can take the class.
Okay, so
That's
you
fine.
just came by to say hello and go again.
Yeah.
Well, I actually wasn't expecting you to join because you had to miss the chat. But anyway, you have to do what you have to do. It's
Okay.
nice that you show up to say hello anyway.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Bye bye, Joa. Take care. All right, Julissa, how are you?
Fine, teacher. I had a busy week.
Really? Okay, let me tell you that there is a very interesting word for that. You can say hectic. Hectic, I just put it on the chat. Whenever you have a really busy week or really busy day, you can say the day was hectic too. That way you can polish your vocabulary as well. It's a synonym. Yeah, so you can use it whenever you want to mean that you had lots of things to do.
Okay, teacher. Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna stop showing my face. It's just that this gives a little human touch to the conversation, and we are going to start with the regular questions of all. How have you been feeling? What have you been up to these days? Why is it a busy week?
I had to clean the house. I have to cook for all my family, and also I have to do a lot of assignments of the university.
Oh my
And
God.
I have to pay the bills. I had to buy the food and wash the dishes.
Oh my God. You don't have anyone to help you or what?
Yes, I do it with my mom, but my father is always watching TV.
Oh man. Well, let me tell you that as a husband, I always try to keep the things balanced in the house because I know my wife can also take care of some stuff, but I always try to keep the balance. So if she's doing something or maybe she's busy, I wash the dishes too. I mop the floor, I sweep the floor, I do whatever it takes to keep the house clean. And of course, given she's pregnant, I am the one who goes out for the groceries. You know, groceries, the food. And well, I know that the education of some men is more to the male chauvinist side, but we got to deal with that part of our Colombian culture, right? All right. So it is a little bit difficult for some women around the country because sometimes the men, as men, we normally think that it is enough to bring money to the house, but of course there are plenty other reasons to help in the house with other things like cleaning and dusting and mopping. So I really wish that all these new generations are going to change that view of the world because you women cannot be taking care of the cleaning all the time. You are also busy with your universities and with your duties as people. So I really hope that this country is going to change in that special part. Right. So what have you been doing? Well, I mean, on the quarantine, how is it going there? Are you having any special things to do or just staying at home watching TV and doing the dishes?
Teacher, I start to make some jewelry. I buy some, how do you say, herramientas para
Tools,
hacer como
tools and materials.
materials to do some bracelets. I also try to read new books. I try to learn other languages like Italian and
Whoa.
French and things like that.
Wow, that's excellent. So you're an active girl. Even though you are cleaning and helping in the house, you're also finding time to do things you like. Wow, that's amazing.
Teacher, sorry.
Yes?
Maybe I couldn't explain per good. Um, I'm staying in this class.
Oh, okay. You couldn't come to the
I
chat, but you
I
are
talk
going
about,
to say in this one,
yes. I talk about
the
the
chat one.
yes, the chat.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
okay. All right, all right. Because I was totally ignoring that you were still there.
Yes. I'm thinking. Oh my goodness. I'm am talking with another words and your interpretation was different. Okay.
Yeah, well, I totally understood that you were not going to stay in the class, but now everything's clear. Now we'll let you participate. Tell us, what
Yeah.
have you been up to? ¿A qué te has dedicado? What have you been up to? Eso significa, what have you been doing these days?
Okay. These days, I was working very hard because in my job, in my place, um, we need to change the virtual schedule for my students. So this work or these activities are very heavy.
Yeah,
Uh, so we need to create individual schedules and individual blogs and many things about that. So today I have an interview and take all my classes from 8 a.m. until 3 p.m. So
hmm.
I only 1 hour to eat my lunch. So oh my goodness, maybe today I will be crazy. And to
Wow.
have a big cedula, I don't know what it say today.
Yeah, well, that's something we created here, so you can call it like that.
Okay, and I need to go. I need to go to the mall. Okay, to the supermarket and to buy many things that I needed. So I'm arriving to my home, but it's good.
Oh my. It's so amazing how you find time to do all those things, especially because I know when you say these things about the special students and individual schedules and special design, I know what you mean because, of course, as a teacher in a school, right now I am teaching in primary school of an institution called Colombo Británico in Envigado. And some of the kids have special needs. They are diagnosed with hyperactivism, they are diagnosed with autism and stuff like that. So we have to create, as teachers, we have to create special classes, special materials for these kids in particular. And each kid is a whole different design. So I totally understand when you say that. And of course, keeping the classes from 8 in the morning to till the afternoon, well, that's something that is just too difficult because of course our minds and our conscious uh, are loaded with all these quarantine things. We can't deny the quarantine is affecting our way to think, our optimism. We are strong, but of course uh, it is undeniable that sometimes uh, we feel the blue coming to us. Yeah, we are in the blue. When we say the blues, it's like the sad part of the day.
Okay, okay. Yes, for teacher that this model or this way to teach is very. I don't know what it's to say, but I believe that is more difficult. It's so difficult because maybe in moments you can try to pass, maybe to pass the screen to take sit down, listen to me, or oh my goodness, you're
Yeah.
okay. It's crazy, and you tell me about the different or differentiation teaching to the different student is so hard, very hard.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
No enough, no enough, no todavía, no yet,
Still,
no yet,
not yet. Yeah.
yes, no yet this part, but oh my goodness.
Yeah, well, now I have heard some parents that already realize the hard work teachers do with their kids in the school. They say, "Oh my God, I didn't know having the kids all the time around was so difficult." Now, thank you, teacher. You do an amazing job at the school. I never realized how hard it was, but now that I have my kids all day around me, this is crazy. I don't know how you do.
Yes, yes, of
And
course,
I say,
yes.
yes, yeah, we know that.
Yes, of course, teacher.
Well, so I'm really glad that you find the time to stay. Today, the grammar class is going to be about stative verbs. That means verbs that are useful to express states of mind or feelings, opinions. I'm going to start sharing my screen so you can take a look. Uh, as you know, one of the favorite web pages to study these grammar topics is the British Council web page. I'm going to share these links with you by the end of the class. But for now, let's take a look at the explanations, at the examples. We have another page that is called perfectenglish.com. This girl you see here, she explains very well the topics on the writing part. So we have a list of the stative verbs. So I hate lists, by the way. I can't deal very nicely with lists because I think they are boring. But anyhow, that's my opinion. I don't know. Maybe one of you like the lists because they are organized and they might be useful for you. We are going to check the explanation they have on this video, and we are going to do these exercises she has prepared for us with these verbs. As you see, this page is very useful because you can check the answer if it was correct, or you can show if you don't have any idea or you're trying several times and you still don't seem to find the right answer. This is going to show you the right answer. But first, of course, let's try without cheating. Just type here and check. I also prepared a little challenge for you, which is the Kahoot. I actually love this tool because it's really funny and it helps you to track your your progress. I'm gonna paste the link on the chat so you can play it whenever you have time. It is also about these stative verbs. Of course, don't use it yet. We are going to check the explanation first, and after that we can try the game of the Kahoot. Well, we're going to start again with the British Council webpage. As you know, this webpage always starts with a quiz to let us see if we know how to deal with those verbs without any explanation, and then the explanation comes a little bit forward. Just check the examples. Look at these examples to see how stative verbs are used. I think, this is a stative verb. I think that's a good idea. I love this song. That coffee smells good. Do you have a pen? Those are stative verbs, okay? We are going to try this quiz. You know the drill. The first one goes for Julissa, and the second for Joanna, and then again Julissa, and then again Joanna. Yes. So I think this is again 8 questions to see how we are using them without explanation. If you have any mistakes, don't worry. This is not going to be graded. It's just to see how you deal with those verbs without any explanation, or maybe with the knowledge you already had. This is what's called pre-knowledge or presaberes, right? Let's see how you do. I'm gonna open the, you can open the microphone, Julissa, to answer this. The drill is you read this loud, read this, lo lees en voz alta, you read this loud, and then you tell me what is your choice. I am not going to correct or help. It's just, I'm just going to click the button you say. Okay? So you can go ahead and read this for us, please.
Okay, teacher. But I don't see the street. Okay, yeah. Um,
Do you
that
see it
can
there?
be right. Yes, I can see. That can be right. I don't believe you.
I don't believe you. So your choice is this one.
Yes, teacher.
All right, let's continue. Joanna?
Yes, I'm here, teacher. Okay.
All right. Can you
My
please? Yeah.
okay. My holidays next week. I imagine I'm imagining myself on the beach right now.
So your choice is this one.
Yeah.
Got it. Yulisa?
Teacher, I can see the other sentence.
Okay. Do you see it now? I've changed.
Yes, teacher. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it takes a little bit because I think there is a little delay on on the image. When I pass it, it takes like a couple seconds for you to see it, but don't worry. Just take your time.
Okay. That's the sentence that say Joanna.
Oh, still there? Hmm.
Yes, teacher.
Well, because okay, I'm gonna change and change again. Do you see it now? No.
No, teacher.
All
No.
right. Why don't you do this, please? Hang up the call and join again.
Okay, teacher.
I will wait for you. Don't worry. Okay, Julissa. Please tell me if you see the sentence now.
Yes, teacher. Now
All
I
right.
can see.
Yeah, sometimes it happens. Don't worry.
I've changed the design slightly. What do you think?
Okay, so your choice is this one. Do you know what it says? What slightly means?
No, teacher. I don't know what that means.
Okay, let me tell you that your choice is good. So that way you know that you don't need to understand every single word to have it correct. So that's something you gotta keep in mind when you are taking tests. Yes, you don't need to understand everything because sometimes we get the idea from the rest of the word. So it's a really good exercise you're doing there. But of course, we are in a class, so I'm gonna explain that slightly means not deeply. That means levemente. Yes. So I've changed the design slightly, not much, not much. What do you think? So un poquito, levemente, slightly. Yes, so you can use it whenever you are talking about something that changed a little, maybe that you heard a little. For example, I can slightly hear him. Like you don't hear very well, so you slightly hear what they are saying. Levemente, con suavidad. All right. Then we continue to the next page. Joanna.
Yes, teacher. It's not answering. Um, does she have? mm, Yes. Does she have her phone with her?
Okay, so your option is the first one.
Yeah.
Got it. So remember the pronunciation for this word is like the W doesn't exist. So you say answering, answering.
Ah,
Yes?
okay, teacher.
No worries. It's a very common mistake in our pronunciation because of course we have the W in the rest of the word sounds like oo, right? Like war,
Yeah.
homework. In this case, uh, it's not pronounced. It's funny, but you know, gringos. She's not answering. Then we move on to the next. It's for you, Lisa. You tell me if you see the screen.
Okay, teacher. 53. Are you sure that's the answer or are you guessing?
All right, let me tell you, girls, that I don't see any point on explaining this because you are doing a great job. Okay, let me see, Joanna. Or is you, Lisa? I think.
No, me, teacher, me.
Okay, yeah,
My
Joanna.
my. Okay, the films on at 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. Which do you prefer?
Which do you prefer? This one, the first one.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So remember that this here it's a contraction of is, right? The film is on. Eso significa la película está lista o va a estar puesta, ¿cierto? Es difícil traducirlo al español, pero eso es lo que quiere decir. La película estará a las 7 y a las 9. Yes, the film is on. The film's on at 7 and at 9. Right, let's continue. This one is for Julissa, right?
Where's Granddad? Oh, he's smelling the flowers in the garden.
Okay, so the second
Yes,
and
teacher.
good. And Joanna, the last one.
Okay, teacher. I don't know, but I doubt. No, I'm doubt. I don't know. Say what is that pronunciation? Doubting. Doubt. I
It's
don't
like
know.
the B doesn't exist, and this sounds like a doubt, doubt,
Doubt. Doubt. Okay,
doubt.
my
Yeah.
answer is I am doubting doubting he'll win the election.
So you go for the second one.
Yeah,
Okay. Do you know what doubt is?
it's like confused. Do that?
Yeah. Yes. Dudar. Yes. All right. We're ready to finish, and it is an 88%, 7 out of 8. The only mistake was this last one. The last one is
Um,
doesn't go with the ing, but don't worry. It was a really really nice work, you girls. Excellent. Congratulations. This is just then like a review for you because you actually know a lot about them. So we are going to focus on the parts that are explaining the property of some verbs to be both dynamic and stative. We are going to see this first explanation like really quick, but the last part is the one that interests us the most because it is the one that touches that part of the topic when they are dynamic and stative at the same time. So it says, stative verbs describe a state rather than an action. Remember this rather than más que. So they describe a state más que una acción, describen un estado, please, más que. Entonces, este rather than, I use this opportunity to explain a little bit of this, is when it's like a comparative between something that is more than the others, or when you want something better than another thing. For example, you can say, I rather have coffee than juice. That means you prefer the coffee than the juice. I rather stay at home than going outside. I rather travel to Europe than United States. You see, so it's like to compare two things in superiority level or in preference. Is it kind of clear the way you use rather than?
Right.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so for example, you can also say rather alone. You can say I rather die before kissing that lady. Prefiero morir antes de besar a esa señora. Bueno, tiene que ser muy, muy rara esa señora. Este ejemplo que well, I rather stay at home sleeping, ¿cierto? Como prefiero, mejor me quedo en la casa durmiendo. I rather stay. Yeah, so rather is to express something is more than the other or that you prefer something better than another thing. Yeah, so it says this describes a state rather than an action. They aren't usually used in the present continuous, which is like the ing form. Yes, they aren't usually used in the present continuous. When they say usually, is because sometimes we will have some of these verbs with the ing form, but that comes with practice. So let's see the examples. It says, I don't know the answer. You normally don't say, I'm not knowing the answer. Then, she really likes you. We don't say she's really liking you. In Spanish, we normally say that. Oh, me está gustando esta película, me está gustando este paseo. In Spanish, it's kind of normal, but in English, like is not normally used in the present continuous, as well as love. You will see that on this other page, she explains that right now, nowadays, young people and on the streets, they are using the word love in the continuous form. So I'm loving, uh, they are using it more often now because in the past it was not used. It is just an informal way to use the verb love, but of course it's not the most polite. It's informal and it's only to be used between friends and people at the street, just a very informal environment. Do not use these verbs like or love in continuous form when you are in a formal environment. Yes. You can. I always remember the word I'm loving with McDonald's because McDonald's is maybe one of the first companies to use these kind of verbs in the slangy way, in the way they say it in the streets. So McDonald's is using this verb, I'm loving it, to express that they love the hamburgers at McDonald's. So it's part of their publicity. They speak in this language, even though it's informal, because they want to appeal the people from the streets. Yes, they want to appeal the regular people, the people who normally lives in an informal environment. That's why they use this kind of language. Okay, besides the anecdote, let's continue with the explanation. It says stative verbs often relate to thoughts and opinions, feelings and emotions, senses and perceptions, possession and measurement. Okay, so in the case of thoughts and opinion, we have all these verbs to express opinions and thoughts. For example, agree. Remember that the verb agree is not used with the verb to be. You don't say I am agree, even though in Spanish we say estoy de acuerdo. There is a mistake to understand this as estar de acuerdo. Es como de acuerdo, and then the people normally put the verb to be before. So you can hear many people saying I am agree, but it's incorrect. You say I agree or I don't agree. You conjugate it with do or does. Yeah, so you don't need the verb to be before agree because agree it's already estar de acuerdo. Yes. So you gotta think about this like it's already estar de acuerdo, not only de acuerdo, right? It just in case you are translating in your minds. So you say I agree, I don't agree. And it's to express that you are okay with something, that you are on the same on the same you are at the same opinion as someone. Belief, this is to express things that you actually believe in your heart, that you know they are true or that they are sacred for you. Like, for example, God, I believe in God, or I don't believe in God. This is to express an internal inclination to something, maybe some ideas or ideologies. Doubt is when you are not sure about something, so you doubt the teacher is going to be here in 1,000 years. I doubt everybody's going to be here in 10,000 years, so it's normal. So doubt is when you are not sure about something. Then guess, when you are speculating. You're not sure, but you want to try, so you guess. Is to express that you are speculating something, but you're not sure. This is what they say when they cover your eyes and they say, hey, guess who? And you say, oh, Maggie? Ah, yes, it's me. How did you know? Oh, it's because you smell like the perfume you always use. So guess. Imagine, you already know what that is. Know, mean. Mean is when we express the meaning of something, the significate. Yeah, when we want to explain in other words. Mean. Mean is also in other contexts like an adjective. It is when a person is bad with others. It's a mean person. But here is as a verb, we know that this is to express the meaning of something when we want to explain our ideas in other words. Recognize, it's very similar to the word in Spanish, is to recognize when you know something. Remember, when something past is still in your memory. Suspect, it is when you have an idea that someone did something. So it's you suspect. You suspect the student who was not paying attention is not going to do the homework. Think, it's already very used by English learners, so you know what it is. And understand is when we get the message that the other person is trying to get across. Feelings and emotions like dislike, hate. Hate is a deep feeling of dislike. So dislike is like in the middle and hate is extreme. Like is in the middle and love is extreme. Prefer, it's very similar to Spanish. So it's preferir, want, querer, and wish, desear. Yes. They are all useful to express feelings and emotions. Senses and perceptions appear. That means it looks, appear. Be, well, this is the verb to be, is, and all the conjugations that you know for the specific subjects. Feel, hear, look, see, seem, smell, and taste. These two verbs, see and seem, are very similar. Este es más como de apariencia y este es de ver. ¿Sí? I see something in the sky, or this person seems like a good person. Then we have smell and taste. As you can see, we have several senses here, the sense of sight and the sense of hearing and the sense of smell and taste. Then possession and measurement. Belong, this pen belongs to my friend. Have, I have a car. Measure is when you are like trying to know the length or the length of something. So you say, oh, this house is 90 meters. Yeah, so you are measuring. Own is when you possess something, when you are the owner. The same as possess here, when you are the owner, when it's your possession. And weight is when you are trying to calculate the weight of something. Remember, weigh without the T is the verb, and with the T is the noun. ¿Listo? Con la T es peso y sin la T es pesar. ¿Listo? Para que no se confundan con esa palabra. Pesar como verbo es sin la T al final y Cuando queremos saber el peso de algo, por ejemplo, hey, ¿cuánto es el peso de esto? The weight. Y esto iría con la T cuando se usa como sustantivo. Then, verbs that are sometimes stative. These are the exceptions. A number of verbs can refer to states or actions depending on the context. For example, I think it's a good idea. Or, wait a moment, I'm thinking. If you see, on the first example, it is stative because it's expressing an opinion, but on the other example, is taking place as a dynamic verb. I'm thinking. Yes. The first sentence expresses an opinion. It is a mental state, so we use present simple. In the second example, the speaker is actively processing thoughts about something, so it is an action in progress. And then we use present continuous. Some other examples, according to this page, is have, as when we have something as a possession. I have an old car, and I'm having a quick break. It's an action that is taking place. Remember that we can say this in the present continuous if the action is taking place for a little moment. We also have see, the verb to be, and the verb taste. It says, do you see any problems with that? It's a state or an opinion. And we are seeing Tandaris tomorrow afternoon. Remember that this part of the present continuous, el presente continuo, a veces se utiliza para expresar los planes que tenemos en el futuro cercano. Normalmente van acompañados de el tiempo o de las personas o de con quién. ¿Listo? Entonces, we are seeing Tadanari tomorrow afternoon. So, vean que está dando una expresión de tiempo. Cuando estas expresiones de tiempo están ahí, normalmente ya sabemos que son planes. Si esta frase estuviera solamente hasta acá, we are seeing Tadanari, that's like a name of a movie or something. If we see it only there, it is something that is happening right now. Yes, because we are seeing Tadanari. We are seeing the movie. We are seeing someone. But if we put tomorrow afternoon, we already know this present continuous here is expressing a plan. Yes. Okay, in this case, we know that Tadanari is a man. All right. B, he's so interesting. It's a state, he's permanent quality, and he's being very unhelpful. Someone is like in a certain way, or sometimes the people behave in a particular manner depending on the circumstances. So he's being very unhelpful right now. Like the people who watches TV all the time and they don't even help with mopping and sweeping. I don't want to, like any coincidence with reality, any resemblance to reality is mere coincidence. Then taste. This coffee tastes delicious. And look, the chef's tasting the soup. ¿Listo? Entonces aquí vemos que está ocurriendo en el momento. El chef está probando la sopa y acá, this coffee tastes delicious. Es un estado del café. Siempre sabe delicioso. Listo. Antes de pasar a esa, no, hagámosla de una vez para que se dinamice un poquito, que mi voz se va poniendo un poquito somnífera y no quiero que se me duerman ahí. All right. Let's see if we can do this very quickly, and then we can move on to the Kahoot. Then I actually think we should do this Kahoot right now. Let's do the Kahoot so we can change a little bit of the dynamic. I'm gonna paste it again. Oh, well, you already have it there on the chat. So what I want you to do is click on this chat, on this link that you have there, and you are going to see a little square that is asking you for your nickname. Yes, you see something like this, and then here you can put your name. Yes, just put your real names, Julissa and Joanna, and then you click here on OK Go, and you start answering the questions. I will give you some minutes to take the There are like 15 questions, and I will keep on informing you how you're doing. So take this time to practice. There are several questions. You choose the right one. If you have any questions, just let me know. Julissa, do you manage to see the test? Do you manage to see the quiz, or are you having any troubles there?
Yes, I have troubles with my internet, but it's loading. Loading.
Oh, it's
How do you
loading.
say?
Yeah,
Loading.
loading.
Yes.
Okay, no problem. Just give it a little time. There's no rush. Julissa, do you want to try with me on my screen? Because I can open it and you can answer through my, through the microphone if you want.
Yes, teacher, because it doesn't charge.
Yeah, it doesn't load. Don't worry. So I'm gonna open myself, and you tell me what to do. Yes. So I'm gonna put your name, Julissa, here. Okay, go, and that's it. So you see the question here, and you tell me what the answer is. Okay.
Okay, teacher.
Right. Says which of the following verbs are the stative verbs? Hear, see, want, or walk. Which of the following verbs are the stative verbs? So you tell me which one do I choose? What is
Want,
want?
want, and
It's correct. Any of these three, want, hear, or see. Very good. Let's
okay.
continue. Which of the following verbs can be both stative and dynamic?
I can see, teacher. I cannot see. Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Do you see it now?
Stative and dynamic.
Yeah, both are the same.
Uh, think.
Think. Are you sure? Última palabra.
No, no, no. Look.
Yes, very good. Think
Yes.
and look. Yeah. Okay, let's continue. Let's go for the next. Démosle un momentico a que te la presente. Dice George, pasta now. The pasta, delicious.
Is
You can tell me
is
red, blue,
the
yellow, or
red.
green.
The red.
The red? Okay.
The red. Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. Then continue. You so sad. What happened? You so sad. What happened?
The yellow.
Yellow. Okay, let's go. Sorry, but remember that you doesn't have an S. Yes, so you go
Okay.
with, look, why is this wrong? Because it's capital letter, so be careful with that too.
Yes.
This is correctly written, but the capital letter doesn't go on the second part. So
Mm,
let's continue.
yes.
I, the answer, and I, it on the board right now.
The green, teacher.
Green. I
No, no,
know
no.
the
The yellow. The yellow. The yellow.
Okay, I know the answer, and I am writing it on the board right now. Totally sure?
Yes, teacher.
All right, let's go for it. Yes, correct. Very good. Let's continue. Oh, this is very close. Okay. I, a party this Friday. I, a party this Friday.
The red one, teacher.
The red one.
No, 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 no. The blue one.
The blue one. Okay, yeah, that's my girl. Remember, if you are talking about plans, correct. I, a cat, and he, very well.
The blue one, teacher. No, no,
The
no,
blue.
no. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, okay. Yes, very good. I, my dentist this week.
The red one, teacher.
I am seeing my dentist this week. Yes. Ooh, this is close. They about going to Spain for the holiday.
The blue one, teacher.
Blue one. Yes. Woo-wee. My friends, for the cheapest tickets to Hawaii.
The red one, teacher.
The red one. Very good. We are almost done. What a nice couple. They very happy together.
The blue one, teacher.
Blue one. Yes. Your answer streak is 7. That means you have answered 7 questions correctly in a row. That's great. He, the cookies. They, delicious.
The blue one.
The blue one. Whoops.
Oh.
Remember that it's happening in this moment. He's tasting the cookies.
Okay.
They taste delicious. So if you put this one, it would be like they tasting. It's like the
Mhm.
cookies are the ones, making the action, and it's not correctly. But okay, you can still manage to win this part. I well today. I'm sick. There are 2 correct answers.
I. The red one
The
and
red one.
the
I don't.
yellow one.
Okay, the red one and the yellow one. Do you prefer any of them?
The yellow one. Yellow.
Okay, let's go. Let's go for the yellow. Correct. There were the 2. Well, let's go for the next. Today, tomatoes that 2 kilos, 100 shekels. This is like a currency. Es como una moneda.
The red one.
The red one.
Oh, again.
Really good. And we are going for the last question. The task more difficult than it is. The task more difficult than it is.
Yellow.
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 Correct. And that makes it 15,600 points. Really good score. Yeah, with that, we finished that participation. The report, of course, is not going to be right now because I have it assigned for other students, but it was a really good try. Well, I think that's about it for the class today. How did you feel? Do you have any insights? Do you have any thoughts that you want to share?
Teacher, I have a question.
Yes.
What is the difference between look, see, and watch?
Well, it depends on the level of attention you are applying to the thing. So, for example, see, it is the least attentive. That means it's the one with the least attention. O sea, el que menos atención pone. See. I saw a bird flying. ¿Listo? Uno como que lo ve y no pone mucha atención. But if you say look, it's in the middle of attention. So look is to pay attention, right? And watch is to put your maximum attention to something. Yes. So if you watch your kids, that means you are like a vigilant. Yeah, you are watching them. That's why the people who work in vigilance, they are called watchmen. Vigilantes, watch. Yeah, so it's maximum attention with watch. Look is intermediate attention. You look at that girl that it's in front, or she's looking at me. That means she's paying attention to you. And see is just to perceive with your eyes, but you don't put a lot of attention to it. Do you
Okay,
understand?
teacher. Yes,
Yeah,
teacher.
it's
Thank
so
you.
see is on the lowest attention, look in the middle of attention, and watch is maximum attention, like vigilance. That's why you watch TV or watch a movie, because it sounds like you are paying a lot of attention to what's happening. You look at someone because you are paying attention to them, but if you watch someone, that means you are like vigilating something, like you are vigilating every move they do, and of course it's not correct. Somebody would feel intimidated by another person watching. And see is just when you perceive with your eyes, cuando percibes con los ojos, pero en realidad no hay mucha atención ahí. Okay, that's it. I think Joanna had to go before we say goodbye, but it was nice to have you two girls in the class. I hope that this was useful for you. Just keep on practicing, and thank you for coming.
Thank you, teacher. Have a nice night. Have a good night, I mean.
You too. Bye bye.